and joking too. Sipping and roasting is what we do. Light 'em up, drink 'em down. Whiskey and cigars all around. Cheers, y'all.
That sounds like a party just about to happen, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors, to this fine radio program, podcast, and video extravaganza known internationally as the world-famous Smokin' and Toastin'. It's show number 485, and we are going to talk about landmark craft beers, plus it's the return. You've heard of Return of the Mac. We have the Return of the Docks.
Finally,
the Spiky
Docks
Fuzz.
has returned. The Spiky Fuzz is back in the
Welcome
studio.
back to the show. One of our absolute favorite guests, the Spiky Fuzz himself, Mr. Archibald Doxakis. Welcome back, and we are so thrilled to have you back on the program.
Thanks, Howard. I'm glad that everything's working out there at at XM Radio. It's good stuff. So thanks for having me on again.
All good. It's all good.
The game here, for those of you just listening, is that Docs has a new first name every time we talk to him. So.
Yeah, and it all stemmed from me getting his name wrong once on the show, even though he'd already been on the show like 5 times prior to that.
But
so
I appreciated that the AI picked up on it, so when it listed the episode for us on our podcast, it said Bartholomew Doxakis.
Okay, well, we are.
No, honestly, guys, I think
it's different every time.
And I've been on the show so many times. I think everybody knows that. In fact, I've been on the show so many times. I want entrance music.
Okay.
I want something over the top, like I'm not here and the lights dim and I come up and I'm hearing like the Undertaker or something like that.
Do you have Terry? Do we have that march from Star Wars where Vader comes out?
Yeah.
That
The
would be
Imperial
perfect.
March? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, Vader. That would be perfect. Dun, dun, dun.
That's Zany and mine's mood music. So let's go,
That's
baby.
right,
Come on.
Right. Docs is with Maison Ferrand. He's also Mr. Rum because he represents Plantaray.
Please. My father was Mr. Rum. Just call me Rum.
Okay. Well,
Mr. Rumtastic.
Mr. Rumtastic, please introduce your friends who are our guests on the show.
I brought some friends with me. It's a little crowd in here today, but I like it. All right, so everybody knows pretty much, well, most of y'all know that I Disney to an unhealthy point. Some people might feel I go there a lot. So one of my favorite things about going out there is going to see my friends here at Trader Sam's, and so I wanted to bring them to Texas to do some of their certain brand of magic here.
Oh, cool.
So this over here next to you, this is Skipper Jordan Beam. He works at Trader Sam's at Disneyland Hotel.
Okay.
And this young man next to me is Diz Fernandez. He is over at the Orlando location at the Polynesian Resort.
Oh,
Trader
nice.
Sam's.
I've stayed there. That's a cool place.
Yeah. Is that a bar inside these hotels? I'm not familiar with
A
Trader
bar
Sam's.
in a hotel?
Surely you jest.
Yes.
So I would guess that working in a bar at those establishments would actually be very cool because you've got the adults coming in. They've been doing stuff for the kids all day, right? And they arrive at the bar. It's like,
and they are over
all right,
it.
it's time for some me time. What's the strongest drink you have? So
you get it all the time.
I bet you do. They just kind of collapse next to the bar.
We have something called the Time Traveler.
Right. That would be a cocktail. The Time Traveler. That would be. Well, welcome, guys. We're going to be tasting some rum on the show today. We'll be tasting some beers as well from the Roadhouse Brewing Company in Jackson, Wyoming. We'll be trying their Mexican-style lager called The Toad.
Roadhouse.
Yeah. So when we get that, you just have to lick the back of it, and that's how you get the. That's how you get
I
the.
am not licking toes.
Okay. Good to know.
Would you say this sounds like it's going to be a wild ride?
But you know, he'll be here all week.
Roadhouse.
Yeah, actually, he's only here for today, but it'll seem like a week. Is what is it? From Spindletap Brewing Company, right here in Houston, Texas, our hometown. We'll be trying their double IPA called Diamonds in My Mouth.
That's pretty nice.
I'll just leave that alone.
Spindletap is particularly good at IPAs.
Yeah,
though.
and they're pretty good at titling their beers too. They come up with some good names. So, and then finally from Mount St. Bernard Abbey in the UK, we'll be trying something from St. Bernard Monk's Brewery called Tynt Meadow. It is an English Trappist ale.
That sounds good.
Yeah, so that should be interesting. So, all that to come, plus some rums. I see spinning on our little Mr. Twirligig here. I see this is a Navy rum called Mr. Fogg, Fogg. I'm sure we'll get to this, but is this something new?
Please.
Is this something
his
new?
father was Mr. Fogg. Just call him Fogg.
You got it.
All the time. No.
Foggy, the Fogster.
Yeah, it's
Fogsterama.
It's not new. We'll dive. We'll take a deeper dive into it later. It's not new, but it is something that the boys are going to be using as we're going through Texas and doing a couple of pop-ups this week. Unfortunately, those of you listening, this will have happened by the time you hear this.
Yeah. But when you go through and do pop-ups, you go to like an account that carries your stuff, or maybe like a bar, and do special cocktails and stuff with the rum. Is that how it works?
Yes, but it's kind of like matching a couple of friends for a date.
Okay.
They have to fit. It has to be our kind of account, and it has to be whoever's coming in. It has to be like our kind of bartender, and these guys definitely fit the bill. And the places that we'll be pouring and mixing definitely are going to be rum-friendly, Plantaray-friendly places.
I love that. Rum-friendly places are my favorite places.
You guys are doing Lalo tonight, which will be in past tense once this radio program is
right. But that's really cool. By the way, just so you know, if you wind up with extra time on your hands, my home is a rum-friendly environment. So my wife is a big rum fan. I enjoy it myself. And
you have room for a pop-up, is what you're saying?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. We have a lot of space because we don't have a dining room table. So there's a lot of space in what is the dining room area. You can just come in, set up your tent, whatever it is you do, and start mixing. So
I'm just going to say this is not the first time that Cruz has offered me a pop-up back at his
Yeah,
place.
that's
That
right.
sounds like
It is.
It's not happening, bro.
It is in fact.
What happened?
That's part of how we roll. So it
Do you have a
just is.
drink called the Time Traveler?
I'm pretty sure I've had that drink. Pretty sure. We'll also be bringing you the most popular segment on the program. You guys will be maybe experiencing it for the first time. It's something we do in the second hour of the show called Drinking News. It's where we bring you a story from the news that is often, but not always, about drinking, but is always best enjoyed if you've been drinking. And we have a teaser headline for you for Drinking News, just to whet your appetite. So our teaser headline for today is: everyone needs a hobby, but this guy, you just fill in the blank there. We'll also do the drunken fact. This is something we like to pass on early on the show, so that if you're at a party, maybe everybody's drinking, enjoying themselves, having a good time, and you want to come across like you're the person who knows things. You want to drop some knowledge. We have a little nugget of knowledge for you here. And we know that it's true because we found this information on the internet. So,
That's right.
that's a standard you just without reproach. So our drunken fact teaser headline for today is... See how many of you are old enough to remember this? Be kind, rewind. Doc,
Jack Black?
Did you ever take like a VHS tape back to Blockbuster without rewinding it?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I sometimes would not take back the cassettes at all, and my parents would be like, "Why do we owe Blockbuster $200?" I don't know, man.
What's Blockbuster?
Exactly. So I don't know why we owe them the money, but don't worry, because you now have your own copy of the Devil Wears Prada.
Wherever it may be, I know you lost it,
that's
but
right.
you now own it.
There's a bar called Be Kind Rewind.
Is there really?
Yeah, but now I feel bad because I can't remember what city it's
Oh,
in. I do so
okay.
much traveling. I remember that.
If only we had some sort of handheld device where we could search for information about things like
exactly.
that.
Yes.
If only it were easier.
Does
just-
anyone remember the room in the back of Blockbuster where you had to walk through the beads?
Oh, my favorite room?
That was not Blockbuster.
Yeah, I don't
that was a
get-
different kind of buster.
Pretty sure that wasn't Blockbuster, but we will get there.
Where you rented Jawbreakers 3.
Some good cigar news. A legal
It was
win,
about a candy.
which is rare, and we'll talk about 9 beers picked by brewers that could be future classics. So we'll get to all of that if we can. But here's the warning: we start the show with such lofty expectations, and then we start drinking rum. And it's anybody's guess whether we get to these things that we wanted to get to or not. So, but just like a good, gathering or party at your house or bar, it's got that vibe to it. I think we're going to talk about these things, but if we don't, it's all good because we're going to be drinking rum.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So-
you never know what's going to happen on this show because, frankly, we don't.
That's right. If we knew, we would tell you. But all we know is
We can only guess.
Yeah, we got Docs and his friends here, and we got a beverage of mystery in front of us. Terry, do we have time for this?
Yes, we do.
All right, let's do a little sampling. This is, ladies and gentlemen, the beverage of mystery. Now, the key to the beverage of mystery is that one person from the show brings the beverage of mystery, or the bomb for short, in, and that's the only person who knows what it is the person what brung it. Everybody else is doing this sight unseen.
Beer and lemon?
And we try this and see what everybody thinks, and then we do the big reveal of what the beverage of mystery actually is. So,
I mean, quite frankly, it looks a little bit like yesterday's beer.
Yesterday's beer.
Yesterday's beer.
Isn't that I'm pretty sure that was
That's a euphemism, my friend.
I'm pretty sure that was a David Allan Coe song, and I think he passed away a week or two ago. So I really enjoy. Let me just say this. I really enjoy his non-racist music. He did lose me there after a while, but it happens. Yeah. It happens. Beverage of mystery. Nobody knows what this is except for the person what brung it. That's me today.
I'm not sure I want to. Oh, wow.
Real curious as to what you're going to think about this one. Ian is making a face.
Okay, I don't know if you knew what the nose was like, but the taste is different.
This is not good.
This is definitely Natty Ice.
I'm going to tell you guys something. This is an extremely popular and good-selling beverage.
Oh, this is not good, especially at room temperature. Mm-hmm. Like, I imagine if this is
I did
super
put it
cold,
I did put it in the fridge.
you don't get most of the fabuloso flavor underneath everything.
I actually like it until the aftertaste.
Yeah, I think where you're going is if it was super cold and you had just mowed the lawn and it was the only thing in the fridge, then maybe you would go to the store. You would still go to the store and get something.
Something about just mowed the lawn really made me laugh.
You know when
there.
you get that dollar store hand sanitizer?
I know where he's going with that.
Yeah, I was worried as well. We've already lost several affiliates from the last time Docs was on, so I don't need the Andrew.
That would also be a David Allan Coe song.
What do you guys? Yes, it would. What do you guys think of this? This is, I mean, you guys have obviously got palates that are good enough to be able to do the mixology and the stuff that you do. Yeah. How does this strike you?
Fruity. An IPA.
Fruity, an IPA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely there's some hop and bitterness, but it starts out fruitier and then it just completely dries in the back.
See, it's nice to have people who actually have legit opinions about things on the show. You guys are welcome back anytime because Ian's just going to say furniture polish or something,
I mean, okay, when I talk about an IPA needing to have balance to be a good IPA,
Yep.
this doesn't have any balance to it.
This is also not an IPA, by the way.
This is
No,
bitter.
really?
This has perfume on it. This tastes like when you
You're describing my wife.
when you're spraying yourself with off and you get a little bit in your mouth because it's misting in the air.
Oh,
that's the aftertaste of this.
Okay, well, you have a
It
question
reminds
for
me
me as the music plays us out,
Is
Ian?
that a beverage of mystery in your pocket, or are you just happy to be here?
It's a beverage of mystery, and you know what? This is a really big seller. It is Athletic Brewing Company's Free Wave. You're right. It is a hazy IPA. You were correct.
Yeah.
But it's also completely non-alcoholic because it's so this is a zero alcohol brew.
There's no alcohol in this?
There's
What?
no alcohol.
I've been lied to.
So this is for people who like to pee
Yeah, but don't want
and
to
like
get drunk.
the aftertaste of off.
We'll tell you more about it when we come back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Our show is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. And Terry can't get the clock to work. What's wrong up there, Terry? I think it's a burned-out capacitor like it was last time. We had one of our engineering guys. One of our engineering guys came in and literally took a look at it. He goes, "Yeah, it's a burned-out capacitor." I'm like, "How do you do that?
Yeah.
That's amazing." I don't even know what a capacitor is. And he
helps you time travel. From
Yeah.
what I remember
Apparently
back
so.
then.
There's Mexican pack.
You got the right
apparently
kind.
so. Well,
I
Terry,
think
we
it's got a
don't
broken Canuter valve.
we don't have a working clock, but what we do have is a drunken fact. So let's get to that, shall
All
we?
right. And now it's time for another Smoking and Toasting Drunken Fact.
That was kind of not quite there. Can we do it again?
You want to hear that? Okay.
Yeah, let's do it again. There we go. Just so you guys know, the only reason we continue to do the Drunken Fact is because we love that fanfare. It just gives us a good excuse.
If you guys are ever looking at me, go, wonder what he's thinking.
Yeah. Thinking about the fanfare.
It's the fanfare.
Yeah.
I like it.
And beer.
And beer.
And beer, yes. The Drunken Facts, where we bring you a fact that is true to the best of our knowledge. It's not a, it's not from a parody site or anything like that. This is a true fact, and the next time you're at a party, everybody's drinking a little bit, you can drop this on them like a knowledge bomb, and you will come off as the smartest person at the party. Probably still will not get you laid, but at least you'll be the smartest person at the party. So today's Drunken Fact is... And by the way, we want to thank Docs and his wife for contributing to this.
Oh boy,
This
is gonna go.
He already admitted it on the show earlier today. At its peak in the year 2000, Blockbuster Video made $800 million from one thing: late fees.
Wow.
$800 million from late fees.
I'm just going to say that does not deserve a fanfare. So no.
Oh,
no fanfare.
so Terry has
because
decided
all the late fees we had to pay to people, no fanfare.
Yeah, Terry has decided no fanfare. no bum.
And
That's
people
not
didn't pay them, and that's why they went out.
And
of
that's why
business.
Blockbuster went out of business. Yeah, they were $800 million in the hole, and they went. And the good thing about Blockbuster going out of business is that Docs and his wife still own a slightly worn copy of The Devil Wears Prada. So it's there was some upside.
Still hasn't been rewound.
Yeah, so that's right. Because he's not kind. That's why. So yeah, there you go. There's your Drunken Fact. Ian, did you have a chance to smoke anything interesting this week, my friend?
So somebody laid a aging room rare collection on me.
Oh, I wonder who that could have been.
Sometime last week.
Yeah, Rafael Nadal and AJ Fernandez, some guy you've never heard of.
This has been out
on this
for a
show.
while. This has been
Yes.
out since 21, actually.
Exactly.
I think. And I love the aging room stuff, the Quattro and the fine and rare collection is where we're at here. This was the Scherzo. Scherzo is a short and intense piece of music.
Okay.
So therefore, I think that's what they were going for with the name. Coming in at 5.5 inches by 55 ring gauge, the aging room made by AJ Fernandez and Rafael Nadal is a Nicaraguan Puro.
All Nicaraguan tobacco.
All Nicaraguan tobacco, or simply known as a Puro. The appearance, reddish brown, smooth, lightly oily, medium firmness overall, pigtail at the cap, aging room rare collection label, Rafael Nadal label.
We're still talking about a cigar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just wanted to...
Yep.
The pre-light sniff on this, earthy, spicy, a little bit of fruity sweetness in leather. Pre-light draw, I used a clip. Had a pleasant draw, bright, fruity, spicy with a earthy background. The initial light on this, Nicaraguan pepper blast all day long, backed by earth and leather. Cayenne pepper in the back of the palate. Retrohale is strong and spicy and peppery. The first third of the cigar comes in spicy and sweet. The sweetness reminds me of kind of like an apple pie. The spice is cinnamon and pepper. Retrohale is sweet cedar and coffee with pepper. Solid ash, perfect burn.
Mm-hmm.
The second third of the cedar and leather make their presence known here with a distinctive earthiness as a foundation. Peppery and spicy apple pie remains in the background. Retrohale is sweet cedar and coffee backed by pepper and cinnamon. Solid ash, great burn. Last third of the cigar coming in, run and develop, and I touched it up. Cedar is prominent, backed by earth, sweet fruity flavors. Pepper and leather play around the palate with a slight tanginess. Retrohale is creamy cedar and chicory coffee. Solid ash, great burn. So it touched up and burned really well in there. From what I found online, it's about $16 per cigar.
15 to 16, yep.
I'm giving it a solid 5. I had a little run in it. It touched up really nice, giving it a solid 5. It smokes like a $16 cigar. It's the complexity of flavors was very pleasant.
Yeah. I did this one several weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago, and gave you one because I wanted you to review it as well. So you gave it a 5. I actually gave it a 7. I was blown away by this cigar. As a matter of fact, I said that when I did the review that it knocked my socks off, and I have, to this day, have not worn socks ever since. Have not had a sock on my foot.
Well, once they've been
ever
knocked
since.
off, yes.
Yeah, that's right. So there we go. We didn't get it for the for the drunken fact. Be kind, rewind, but we got it for that.
For your socks being
that's
knocked
what.
up.
It's a great cigar, though.
I really enjoyed it. It
Yeah.
is $16 though. $16 is a
It's
very
pricey.
pricey cigar.
It is. So, all right.
And I gotta put it in. I gotta put it in line with quite a few other cigars in that price range.
Yep.
So.
Agreed. All right. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, it's time for the tasting to begin. We are going to try the Toad, the Mexican-style amber lager from Roadhouse Brewing Company, Jackson, Wyoming. And it won't be long before we pop the tops on some of these
You
bottles
always have to say
of rum. We'll be right back. Welcome back, my friends. I think you opened it before the mics were on, unfortunately, so we didn't get that
Dude, did you
sound
hear
effect.
that timing though?
Yeah, it was wonderful. Yeah, it was wonderful. For those of you listening, the
I can't work like this.
audio version
I'll be
of
in
the
my
show,
trailer.
just know that Ian nailed it.
Hold on, I have to have a conversation with Terry. Listen, you. I'm trying to. And then you.
So we recently got what they call cough buttons installed here in the studio, which I think is because there was a show where I coughed like 748 times. So it's nice to know that people are listening and responding appropriately. Ian's pouring our first beer, which is from Jackson, Wyoming's Roadhouse Brewing Company. It is called the Toad, and it is a Mexican-style amber lager. And it is, so for some reason, the way I said that just reminded me of the exact cadence of Will Ferrell as Alex Trebek hosting Celebrity Jeopardy on Saturday Night Live. I don't. Maybe I've just been watching too many clips.
Daryl
this week.
Hammond as Sean Connery.
Oh my
was
God, the Sean
amazing
Connery.
with that. Yes, all the
That's
things
not
he
what
would.
your mother said, Trebek.
I'll
So
take
good.
the rapist.
I'll take the rapist for 5,000.
That's therapists.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's the pen. The pen is mightier.
The pen is mightier. So this is a Mexican-style amber lager, and it is from Jackson, Wyoming, which is, I believe, there's only 3 people of Mexican descent that live in Jackson, Wyoming. So they may have been involved in the creation of this.
That's what I think,
of
Mexican
this
lager.
very authentic. Yeah, you think Jackson, Wyoming?
Jackson, Wyoming.
Exactly. But what do you think? How'd they do, Ian?
Interesting.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
So this, first off, is no doubt a delicious beer. Mm-hmm. I love everything about it except for that it's called a Mexican-style amber lager.
Because it doesn't taste like
I
a
don't
Mexican
get the
style amber.
Mexican style of it.
What does it taste like to you? I mean,
Tastes
how
like
would
a
you
slightly
categorize?
spiced amber lager.
Okay. What do you guys think?
I agree with the amber lager statement. Definitely, it's light. You know, it's
Yeah.
a lighter lager for sure.
Does it say what the ABV is on this? I think it's fairly low.
5%.
5%. Okay, so that's about like an IPA runs like 5 to 7.
But I would definitely
So-
smash a can of that.
Yeah.
It did
Yeah,
really
it's
good.
delicious. I don't understand the Mexican side of it.
Do you think is there actually
speaking Spanish also.
on note a style of doing lager that's Mexican style, or are they shooting just for something that's already out there in the market that is that taste profile?
I think the latter. I think they were trying to go for that. There's just a hint in there of what I might think of as a Mexican lager taste, but again, there's only 3 people of Mexican descent in Jackson, Wyoming, so they
almost-
didn't have many people to
But
test
there's almost a baking spice to this.
I
as
agree.
well.
Yeah, it's
That's,
got a little bit
it's
of that.
really interesting, and it finishes with kind of a bitter caramel, and a little bit of a hot bitter on top of that. But it's really, really interesting.
but pretty crushable all
It
the
says
same,
here on the
right?
can, when you were blasted to the edge of the cosmos, you need something equally elegant and formidable to come with you. Something slithery and slippery. Fear not, the net's unbreakable, so don't worry about falling. This beer exists within the nexus of space-time,
I like that.
where you taste the colors and see the sounds. There is no guide, so step back and lick the toad.
What?
Yeah,
What
they're playing
is?
with that like psychedelic feel. You know what I mean?
Read me that first line again. Blitzed. What was
When
it?
you are blasted to the edges of the cosmos.
So yeah, blasted to the edges of the cosmos. That's how I would. I had that experience once. That was when I proposed to my ex-wife. I was blasted to the edge of the cosmos, and I just want to say, you don't want to make a lot of decisions when you're there. That's all I'm saying. You may live to regret them. I did, but that's another story for another day. I really like this beer.
And it's made by Roadhouse.
Roadhouse, yeah. Which
You guessed it right.
Roadhouse, yeah. I think it's got a lot.
Brewing company.
I think it's got a nice balance to it, though.
It's a delicious beer. It's just absolutely fantastic. I would if this is available here, is it available?
It is.
right here?
I bought this at Specs.
So I think you nailed it when
I
you said
would
black.
definitely buy this.
Yeah.
When you said balanced, to me, it's a more balanced version of Negro Modelo.
Oh, that's a good way to say it, because I kind of sort of begrudgingly like Negra Modelo.
Yeah.
Like when I'm someplace like a Mexican restaurant, they don't have a lot of more interesting beers, but they have Negra Modelo. That's where I'll go every time.
I think Negro Modelo weighs heavy on the tongue. It just kind of lingers there in a way that I think this actually it's not like that. I think that's why I think it's more balanced.
But this one isn't heavy at all. It's just goes.
yeah,
Negro
it kind
Modelo
of,
has a little bit of a charred aftertaste to it that, and I think it's an okay beer.
yeah.
I think it's fine. It's what I like. If the choices are the usual Mexican beer suspects in Negro Modelo, then that's what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
You aren't sponsored by them, by any
No,
way, are you?
we're not.
'Cause
Yeah.
in
So
that
far,
case-
we've tried, but they keep rebuffing us. So,
Well, this will help.
no, come on. We like your beer, really. No, but one of the things I thought was so interesting about, I don't know if we've ever had a beer from Wyoming on the show. We've had beers from all over.
That
Have
is
you
an
ever had a
interesting thought. I don't
Wyoming
know.
beer? But this is pretty good. Like, to me, Wyoming, like when I think of Wyoming, and I know it's not where the show is set, but I think of like, the Dutton Ranch and like you think of not a lot of cities, lots of farm and ranch land.
I also
so-
can't imagine anyone putting a lime in this either.
well,
Like that happens with a lot of Mexican lagers. People will dress it with salt and lime.
yeah, I don't do
I
that.
can't
but yeah.
imagine doing it. Well, I don't do that with any beer, but I can't imagine
I
doing that.
think that's
with this
more
one.
habit than taste. I
Could be.
know,
Well, I will say this: have you ever had a Blue Moon without the orange in it? It's not pretty. The orange really helps. That's all I'm saying.
Orange is doing some heavy lifting.
Yeah, it's doing some heavy lifting. So
the orange,
could be,
the orange is the paper bag on
Yeah.
that.
It could
Otherwise,
be-
fun, buddy.
it could be that the lime for certain beverages is what makes them tolerable. But yeah, I can't imagine adding lime to this.
My wife, she does this on purpose, which is very bizarre to me. Buys Corona,
Yeah.
for one, and then she'll put a salt and lime in it. It's very strange to me.
I know I've
A lot of people
had
do that. It's very
I've
weird.
had a lot of people do that. I've had that.
It's so nasty. That
I
they have
feel
to
like if
clean
you
it
have
up.
to doctor your beer like that, maybe
Yeah.
start with something that just doesn't taste bad.
When I first started,
I agree. I do. Yeah.
when I first started drinking tequila, and I was drinking the cheap tequila that you shoot instead of tequila that you sip and enjoy, lime was essential there. You had the lime because after you licked the salt off your
Because
hand
the tequila you were shooting.
and did the tequila, the lime helped get that cheap tequila taste out of your system.
you
First
were
off,
just disinfecting
everything.
Right,
shooting
exactly.
shooting anything never makes it taste good. Okay, I don't
This
care
is
what
true.
it is.
This is
Even if it
absolutely
is
true.
really good, it doesn't taste good when you're shooting.
Right.
it.
You can take some añejo tequila that is, $150 a bottle, and if you shoot it, it's not going to be much better than, just some Cuervo Gold.
Yeah,
This
and
this happened to us yesterday. Like the one that your wife loves so much, our Stiggins pineapple rum.
Yes, she
we
loves
were,
it.
We were at Marmo in Galveston, which you have not been. Need to go. It's such great food and great cocktails out there in Galveston. But we went there to go see our friends. I took the boys out there to go check out Pineapple Parlor, and we went to Marmo for a quick lunch. And Yarek is such a great guy, but he just kept bringing us shots of the Stiggins.
Yeah.
And I'm like, one, I like to sip it because it's delicious. Two, I gotta drive back to Houston, bro.
Yeah, right.
So quit bringing me shots of rum here.
So he kept on
For the
passing
record,
it to me. Guys.
that's why we don't. That's why we don't do more shows in Galveston, because there is a drive back to Houston involved. At the end of the show,
there's-
that might not be wise.
years ago, I realized I was playing a gig just at one of the ice houses outside of town here, and one of my students came out to watch me play. He was an adult, and he bought the band a shot, and a bunch of other people bought the band a shot. And by the end of the second set, he comes up and he goes, "Man, I can't believe you're even standing after all those shots." And I looked at him. I said, "Are you thirsty?" And I reached behind my amp and pulled out like three different shots.
Three different
I
shots,
said,
yeah.
"It goes like this," and I tilted my head. and looked like I was drinking and just set the cup behind my head.
Yeah, exactly. And some of that, cheaper tequila, it doesn't help if you sip it. It doesn't really. You
No,
might as
yeah.
well-
Well,
might as
it's
well
true.
shoot
It's
it.
true though that while shooting good stuff never makes it taste good, shooting really bad stuff can.
It gets it over faster.
It's fast acting. What's that? What's
There
that
you
term
go.
we were looking for? It's fast
acting.
acting.
That is 100% true. I
It
really
can also be fast acting on your gag reflex as well.
I think we should try some rum. We have time to try some rum?
we do.
Let's try. We're going to do the original dark.
I do not appreciate you using the phrase gag reflex when we're about to try my rum. all
Okay,
right?
well, I think.
I didn't even notice it until you pointed it out.
Yeah, that's right. I will just say this dark rum. We finished a bottle of this last night at my house.
Oh, this dark.
I'm pretty sure it was the bottle that
Smell
Docs
that.
gave me the last time he was here. My wife was been, nursing it for a while, and we polished it off last night. And this is,
I'm getting this
you
one.
got one there,
I got
which
this
means
one.
I
I
get
guess I
this
get-
very
we get that
generous
one.
pour, which I'm very excited
that.
about.
I always like to get you liquored up. It
so-
makes you so much more accommodating to have me back on again.
So, Docs, this is a rum that's been in the Planteray lineup for quite some time. Is
Well,
that right?
yeah, absolutely. It's one of our first blends. Planteray started, you know the story. We started just, we were selling cognac barrels to rum makers back in the early 90s. And that's how Alexander got introduced to the Caribbean rum culture and fell in love with it and, got to know some of these rum makers. And that's where back then the brand known as Plantation at the time was born. It was vintages, just straight up vintages of
Right.
various countries from the Caribbean that came back to France to get aged longer in our cognac barrels. But then we started applying our knowledge and our practices of cognac to rum. And you've always heard me say this, is that the art of cognac is the blend. That's what we want to do with some of our rums. So this is one of our first blended offerings. We've changed the formula a few times, so the name can be very deceiving. It's called
Original Dark.
Planter Original Dark. It's not actually the original formula. The reason why it's called Original Dark is because that's how dark rum was originally made, is by aging. Not
Okay.
just putting a ton of coloring in there. Now, to be transparent, we do use a little bit of caramel coloring to make sure that we have balance of color batch in and batch out. But the majority of its color is going to get from aging.
From the aging itself, yeah.
You got like 2 to 3 years in bourbon barrels in Barbados, and then we're going to add some extra old Jamaican, as high as 10-year-old Jamaican rum to this. So that Jamaican rum kind of acts as sort of that bonificator as the older cognac does to when we're doing a blend of cognac to boost up that Barbados rum.
Now, I will.
This to me, the nose on this is the epitome of what rum smells like. This is just
And that's
straight
a
up
very positive
rum.
thing, by
Yeah.
the
Or
way.
what rum should smell like.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we do have some brands out there that are dark rums that are going to be putting in a ton of coloring in there to make it dark. And you don't get that same nose. You get sometimes that alcohol nose, and this has everything that you want from a dark rum with that molasses and the wood notes and the caramel.
The vanilla.
But it doesn't have that syrupy kind of Coca-Cola syrup quality that some dark rums can have. Did you see my little
almost
Macho
a
Man
cotton
sour?
candy,
I was like,
too, on the
Macho, that
finish. It's
syrupy
almost-
Coca-Cola quality. You dig it?
It's definitely a little bit more like you'll feel like it's more like a caramelized brulee, like sweetness of banana,
Right,
all
absolutely.
that. It's gentle.
And when you say alcohol nose, I immediately think you mean like Ed McMahon. That was an alcohol. You remember
You're
his
correct,
nose?
sir.
He had that bulbous drinking nose. Like you could tell this is not a man who started drinking yesterday.
I met him when I was interning for Dana Steele down the street there
Yeah.
back in the 90s. I'll tell that story later.
Okay, we'll look forward to getting to that. I love this rum, and this is not this is not one of your more expensive
Not at all. No.
things. This is something that's very reasonably
have-
priced.
Yeah, you'll find it under
I used to
$20
have
under
an I'm a
$20 a
steel
bottle on the
worker
market.
pin on my amplifier.
I don't get it.
I'm sorry, I missed that too. I missed that too.
When you interned for who?
Dana Steele.
I used to have a I'm a steel worker pin.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were having a stroke there. I was like, oh my God, this is it. Ian's finally going.
Am I the one that's weird here?
Yeah, and I Dana Steele lived in my building for a while. So there you go. We have Dana Steele was a radio
I
personality
got
here
her
in Houston.
autograph when I was
back
like
in the
in
day.
junior high at the
Yeah.
auto show.
Yeah, at the auto show. I
Dana was
love
awesome.
that.
Dana
Terry, you're
had
so
a one of a
short
kind
today.
voice. Oh. So this is predominantly the plant array that they're going to be using over at his Trader Sam's.
Okay, so is this something that I'm going to guess yes, even though I will admit I didn't make any cocktails with the bottle that my wife and I just polished off. We just drank it straight. We sipped it. But is this a good rum to use for cocktails? And if so, what makes it good for cocktails?
A lot of people, when they make they grab a bottle from the shelf, they normally always take traditional white rums and everything. So you lose a lot. You're pretty much feeling the flavors of what you're carrying, like what you're putting in the cocktail. But by using this rum, you actually don't lose the essence of the spirit itself. So it's actually complementing, Yeah,
this has so much more flavor kind of lurking beneath the surface, so many more, complex type of notes than a typical, like, 3-year clear type rum. So I would think it would bring that kind of weight, if you will, to the cocktail. Is that fair to say?
I do, yeah. Especially with tiki cocktails, they're so layered.
Yeah.
You need a good Jamaican rum that pops through, and especially the grog log and the original tiki drinks. Jamaican rum is a staple.
All right, I want to talk tiki drinks when we come back because I love tiki drinks. So, in fact, I love tiki bars. To me, tiki bars are like the coolest kind of bar you can go to.
I like tiki bars too.
I'm really into them also.
We will talk about this coming up. It's Smoking and Toasting. Thank you for waiting until the mics came on, because that sound effect is critical to the success of this program.
Every time we do that sound effect, a beer is sacrificed.
That's right. And a beer gets its wings. That's the way it works. Welcome back to Smoking and Toasting. Our program is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. Our guest is our good friend, Mr. Doc Sakis.
You nailed it, bro.
Well,
you guys are on a roll.
Abernathy
You guys are on a roll
Doc
today, man.
I thought it was Archibald.
He's hitting the crack noise. You're crack noise. That's kind of
That's
he's cracking beers at the right time. Let's just fix that. You're saying my name right. I'm telling you, man.
I avoided giving him a first name, and it worked. That's how. I
don't know about. I smell a Grammy coming out of this one.
Yeah,
This is gonna be awesome.
Mostly because of the crack noise.
Yeah,
Crack noise.
that's right. The crack noise. Yeah. Can you see them? Like if our show actually got nominated for something like that, and they had to pull a clip in order to play, the nominees are Smoking and Toasting, and we come on and go, Nicolas Cage.
We need to be announced. Yes, if we're going to do it, we need to be announced by Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, Smoking and Toasting.
As many times as we've gone off the rail on that guy.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage.
Usually, when we derail the show, it is usually about Nicolas Cage. Almost always. Yes. So we put that in the back of your mind. Maybe we can try it before the show is over. I have particularly enjoyed this original dark, and this one's not new to me, but it's so interesting to me how good this is, and the Stiggins Fancy Pineapple is right in the same price range as this.
It's a little bit. The pineapple's a little bit more expensive.
A little bit more,
but there's actually a lot more work that goes into the pineapple.
It also has the word fancy in it. So.
Yeah, well, I thought you were going to say Stiggins.
No, fancy. That's what makes it a little more.
These are both rums that I would describe as affordable, and I'm careful about this now because we've gone on the show and talked about how great certain products are that are inexpensive, only to watch them climb in price, and so we don't want to,
jinx it.
We don't want to jinx it here. But both of these are affordable rums, and both of them are. It's honestly, if I poured this for you, didn't show you the bottle, you could easily think this was a much more expensive aged rum.
Do your bosses speak fluent English? That's the question.
Mine? Yeah, sure.
See, then you
Why
got to
do
keep
you
them
ask?
from
Good
watching
question.
the
Why do you
show
ask that
because we don't want them to raise the prices.
Yeah.
They do not need your help on that, sir. They got that covered.
So my sort of go-tos from Plant Array are the Original Dark, the Stiggins Fancy Pineapple, and then the Isle of Fiji. Like those are all three inexpensive rums that just perform well above their price point in my mind. So I've always got one of those at least in my bar at all times.
I love those rums, but Isle of Fiji is just where I land.
Yeah, but you've brought us some, more aged rums from time to time, kind of specialty bottles.
Well, I'm going to always bring you aged rums. We don't do any
you don't
unaged
do unaged rums.
Yeah.
But you brought some specialty bottles that have been just out of this world.
I have an incredibly funky Barbados and so Barbados and Jamaica at the house.
Probably Jamaican. It's funky.
Oh yeah, it's so like it's tire fire and all kinds of great stuff.
Definitely Jamaican.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And in the best possible way.
Yeah, I love those super funky rums, but I also like these, which are a little bit more easy drinking. There's just the tiniest hint of rum funk to them, but for the most part, what you get is those caramel and vanilla flavors that I just cherish so much when I drink a really, really good
You've heard
rum,
me say
so.
it before, and I know you're going to get mad at me, but I like a little I like a cold, cheap beer. Give me, a blue collar beer. Give me a Hams, give me a banquet beer, give me a Lone Star.
Hams. Do they make hams anymore?
Sure.
Hams.
Yes.
Yeah. That's with 2 M's, by the way.
Last time I was in San Antonio, I visited the Pearl Brewery area. They don't make Pearl beer anymore, but that area is one of the cooler areas of San Antonio now.
You're not wrong.
So, yeah.
But my point is I like just either side of our original dark rum with that beer or the pineapple. You know?
Yeah,
It's my thing. It's my jam.
I like it. I like it with really good beers too.
Sure.
I will just say you can do it. It's worth it. Speaking of really good beers, do we have one here, Ian? This is Spindletap's
Spindletap doing it again.
Double IPA. It's a bit on the hazy side, as we can see. What do you think?
This is an outrageously good double IPA.
Oh, and
Is it a tropical hazy?
It just says double IPA,
Does it?
What's tropical hazy?
and it
Like a
is
tropical,
outrageously
it
good.
does have a little bit of that tropicality to it, which makes me want to. I've got just
Yeah, there's a
bit of
little
this
like
right now.
mango kind of
Yeah,
in the
you tasting
background
that?
of that.
Yep.
Instead of it
guys.
being like real orange, it's very mangoey.
Guys, this works with the rum.
Does it form like Voltron?
It forms like Voltron. At least I think it does. Oh, I didn't mean to pour the rum into your
Why not?
beer.
Oh.
But
He's-
that might
He's a
work.
skipper. He's an adventurer. He's got to do.
This is how great
Excuse me,
cocktails
sir.
are born. Am I
This is
right?
how you do it.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
you try something, a little unusual, maybe. So what? If you could like condense it down, what makes a cocktail great as opposed to just good? What are the elements we're looking for if we're expecting a cocktail to be amazing?
I always say that the spirit first. So when you taste a cocktail, you need the spirit to come out automatically, and then every flavor that you're trying to hit kind of follows up.
Yeah,
after.
the cocktail always, everything that you put in a cocktail has to complement the spirit first. You know, we're not trying to mask it. It's about accentuating it.
Okay, so
know.
so I've often felt that sometimes more expensive and like special spirits can be a little bit wasted in a cocktail because sometimes you just need a good sort of like basic rum or tequila or whatever. Would you agree with that? Does using a more expensive and more, I don't know, more detailed kind of spirit, does it help the cocktail?
So I try to use the EXO Anniversary 20 year from Planeray in a cocktail for these events coming up, and I just couldn't get it to work because it needed to be by itself. It needed to be something like an old fashioned or something on the rocks. I didn't want to mess around with that flavor of that rum at all. So yeah.
But you might use like an original dark or something like that and have it work.
Yeah, because this
perfectly,
pairs
right?
really well and pops through like all those layered ingredients that you're using in a tiki drink.
I love tiki drinks.
Like if we go to the simplest of all cocktails, and everything that is pretty much the daisy approach. So it's just 3 ingredients, high acidity, citrus, sugar, spirit, I
love it.
And it's all based on balance, and it's all about nothing to take away. It has to be always, the spirit comes first, doesn't matter what you're doing, if you're working with bourbon, if you're working with rum, if you work, you don't want to take away from it. It's part of the storytelling that you're doing. The happenstance, the errors that somehow created that story for you to go, oh, this is what I'm going to remember forever.
I love it. When we come back in the second hour of the show, we're going to talk a little bit about tiki bars and tiki drinks because I love those things. My favorite bars are tiki bars, so we'll get to that coming up next. When I was younger, maybe it was singles bars, but now it's tiki bars, definitely. So let's take a break, and we'll be right back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Welcome back, my friends. This is Smoking and Toasting, Hour 2, show number 485. We're going to talk landmark craft beers and, of course, Docs is back, and as a veteran of the show, he knows how to do that bottle open just perfectly. So this is actually really good timing because Docs is pouring the Isle of Fiji, one of my absolute favorite of the Planetary rums, and we want to talk a little bit about tiki bars and tiki drinks. So first of all, why are these bars and drinks, tiki bars, why are they as popular as they are? In other words, is this something that goes way back? Have there been tiki bars around forever, or is this more of a newer phenomena?
I mean, they definitely have come back more now. You see them more popping up left and right. You know, they always existed. They went through we're talking like all the way from the 30s. They were there. You know, you can call it either tropical drinks or anything like that.
Right.
But it was meant to be a form of escapism.
I think that Jimmy Buffett was a genius. Now, I'm not a huge fan of his music. Like, I don't think he's a musical genius, but he was a business genius because he figured out before he passed that if he showed up at an amphitheater or something like that and played a show and the tickets were, $70, $100, whatever they were, for that $70 or $100, you got to go to Key West for a couple hours. It was an experience. It was more about the experience than it was about, oh my God, I love that song, or wow, this band is amazing. It was about that experience, and once you bought that ticket, you were going to have that experience, and that's kind of how I approach tiki bars. When I go to a tiki bar, I know I'm like in a bar in the Montrose in Houston or wherever it might be, but I'm being transported by the drinks that I'm having and the little umbrellas and all of that into a tropical place somewhere, and I love that.
These guys are going to be the authority, but I do want to say one thing. I think that you hit it right on the head there because I don't think they're one and the same thing as the Parrot Heads and Tiki. I think it's two different
it's two
things.
different crowds.
But it's that same element of escapism,
yes.
100%. And the four things I look for in my perfect Tiki bar is four things.
Okay.
Sights, sounds, smells, and taste. I don't want to see the outside world.
Right.
I want to give me some Don Ho Pearly Shells. I do not want to hear modern music. I need to smell burning cinnamon and the rum and the fresh juices. And, of course, the taste, the drinks have to be good. Right. That's my checklist for that perfect escapism. But these guys, they wrote the book on that.
For my Tiki Geeky people, I just want to say that Don the Beachcomber kind of started it all in 1934.
So say that word again, Tiki what?
Geeky Tiki people.
Geeky Tiki people.
Yeah. My favorite
me.
Of all people.
That's me. I love it. I'm a geeky tiki person.
One of the coolest tiki bars, probably my favorite tiki bar that I've ever been into, is in New Braunfels. And it's in the basement of another bar.
It's gone.
What?
Yeah, they're fixing it. That my friends Jason and Casey opened that.
Huh? That was so bizarre to find that.
Place. But no, he's
what a jewel.
He's working on a new location. He was sharing a liquor license with someone else, and that just never works. So he's working on a better location.
My favorite tiki bar I've ever been to was actually in Los Angeles, and I know that I knew the name of it when I went there, but by the time I left, I do not remember the name of it. But it is, if you're in Hollywood, you kind of go out of Hollywood and venture into the somewhat seedier area of Los Angeles. And there's two amazing things that I've discovered there. One was a Mexican restaurant. And I'm not big on Mexican food. I'm not big on Mexican food in California.
We don't have that there.
There's an amazing, it's not Tex-Mex, but it's amazing like Mexican cuisine. And it is down the block from an amazing tiki bar. And I wish I could remember the name of it because I would totally shout them out.
Tiki Tea?
That might be right.
Is it like a little house?
Yeah, it's like a little house,
Holds
and
like
it's just
people or something.
Got all kinds of like little figures and crazy stuff inside the bar. You could spend all day in there just drinking and looking at the different, decorations and the things that make it tiki.
Oh yeah.
It's anyway. That's my favorite. But there's great ones here in Houston. There's probably a great tiki bar wherever you live because these have gotten to be pretty popular. Why do you think there's been a resurgence of the tiki bar?
I mean, we did it in the day. It was a form, like he was saying, escapism. Leave the troubles behind, go to your happy place. Now, in today's day and age, there's a bigger need and a demand.
There's so many more troubles.
Yeah, no, but also the way that we look at it, and I have many friends that are from the islands as well, and they will tell me that, true definition of tiki is escapism and happiness.
Right.
You know, so as long as you are happy, as long as something that you are going into triggers a memory, it could be from your childhood, it could be nostalgia,
Right.
it could be just simpler
that time
times.
you got to go to
then
the
you
beach
are
and
in your
just
happy
like,
place.
yeah.
So
Absolutely.
you know, and now that nostalgia is big, you know, like we're going to the past. You know, before we were going to a location. Then in the 60s, we reached to the stars because we were looking to a better tomorrow, the space race. You know, then Exotica came in play. We joked around with adventure, horror, all those themes that are highly appreciated, that are part of our culture.
You're like a historian.
Yeah.
I'm liking this.
And now is nostalgia. So now
Yeah.
we're looking to the back. So we can find a place that we can consider tiki, and it's horror themed. It could be nautical, Chinese nautical, naval. It could be adventure, and there is no wrong.
And I'm
Sci-fi's
here for,
in place.
I'm here for
you
all
know?
of it.
You could have a Voltron tiki bar and just be your happy home too.
If you're
it's
going
That's
out-
what we're open. The Smoking and Toasting Voltron Tiki Bar.
If
There
you're
you
going
go.
out for cocktails, I think you guys know where I kind of land on cocktails. I like them enough, but mostly my cocktails are whiskey and ice and whiskey. And but like my wife,
Sorry, the second one was ice.
yes,
Okay.
Write that down.
Okay.
I have a recipe if you want me to send it to you.
yeah.
But it's
a
only
little
two
tough.
ice.
You'll have to read it very carefully.
Twice. But anyway, every once in a while, my wife works at home too, so like she's got to get out of the house sometimes, right? So on the weekends, I'm like, well, where do you want to go? I know you generally want a mixed drink. What do you want? But like sometimes that flavor, that tiki, the rum, the whole style of drinks that you get at a tiki bar is a very specific thing, and it's part of that escape. It's really nice.
Of all of the Plantaray rums that I've tried and enjoyed, this one that's in our glass now, the Isle of Fiji, to me is the most tiki, or it takes me to the tiki place in my mind quicker than any of the others. Even some of the more like interesting, highly aged things. To me, this is just, you drink this, you're on the islands.
It's funny.
That's the way
it's
it
funny
is
to
to
say that
me.
because I've always said that this particular rum, it tastes as the label looks. It's lush, it's tropical, it's
And there's
colorful.
parrots and colorful flowers, and it's wonderful.
But it also has that light funk, and
Yes.
it's not overwhelming.
Right,
It's
it's
right there
not
in the back.
hugely funkified. Yeah, I agree. This is, to me, this is one of the most enjoyable and drinkable rums on the market.
I introduced my brother to this, and he's from Minnesota. He's like, oh, I got to make sure I buy some of that and bring it home. He's like, how much is a bottle of that? And I told him, he was like, no way. There's no way that good of a rum is that price. Like,
what is the retail on
Don't tell anybody.
Isle of Fiji currently? Most places.
Probably on the low end, $29.99, $32.99.
and that's gone up.
Yeah.
That's gone up.
No,
It used
that's
to
the
be
current. Yeah, it has gone
23.
up, but
Gone up a couple of dollars, but still, you're
And
talking
it's
about a
still
$30
worth it.
bottle of
Yes, it's
amazing
amazing.
rum.
Yeah.
And don't forget, we got tariffs out there.
Yeah,
That's right.
absolutely. No,
That's
I'm not complaining. That's a beautiful, beautiful price point.
Yeah, I'm just, to me, I'm amazed, and we say this at the risk of having your bosses hear it and go, we should raise the price. I can't believe you can get a rum this good at that price. I really can't.
Well, I mean, like we're fortunate that we are a self-sufficient company for the most part. I know, but speaking of that, but actually, we don't even distill this rum. This is from Rumco of Fiji. Liam Costello is the master distiller there, and he and Alexander, I think they met at Miami Rum Congress a while back, and they just became fast friends.
Can I go next time?
Sure.
Miami Rum
Miami
Congress.
Rum
That
Congress.
sounds like
Congress. Yeah.
that sounds like the Congress I
You
want to be a
like the
part
call to
of.
order.
Yeah. It's like-
I say we drink more. The ayes have it. Motion passed.
Yes, have it.
So I'll have order here.
And Pete Hegseth is giving the address, so it's going to be a party. Drinking's about to
drink.
About to ensue. Hey, I just want to say, Colin Jost as
Amazing.
as
We're
Pete
talking
Hegseth,
about that at breakfast this morning. He's killing it with that.
that is one of
He's
the
amazing
funniest
with
things
that.
Saturday
Yes.
Night Live has
Amazing.
done
Yeah.
in a number
Yeah.
of seasons.
Killing it.
And I got to give it to Ashley Padilla this past year because
See,
this
I
past
told you-
weekend
told
was
you
the
she's been
last
killing it.
the last one of the season,
season
yeah.
with Paul McCartney and Will Ferrell. But she has exceeded. She's already broken a record where she has done. She's a featured player. She's done more sketches than some of the
Totally.
actual full
Yeah.
cast cast members.
That's exactly
and
what
she
Diz
will
said at breakfast.
100% be a cast member next year.
The biggest breakout character in the past 2 is her.
The thing about her was that she was there. That's the timing thing about it. I didn't realize she could do that, but she filled in where when Ego and Heidi Gardner Heidi Gardner left at the beginning of the season, and those characters that she left open is right where Ashley slipped in. And it was I couldn't. It's amazing.
Let's get her on the show. I'm gonna call her right now.
And she has taken every role. She plays the mom. She plays it straight face. She goes completely makes fun of herself in the process. She's gone. She's like I was telling him, 70% of all the sketches she's in right now.
I really want to get Colin Jost on the show.
Oh, he's amazing.
If for nothing else, because I want to ask him the question that every journalist has wanted to ask.
Here we go.
And no one has actually done it. And that is, what is it like sleeping with Scarlett Johansson?
Okay, no, I was going to ask, does she get to keep the Black Widow costume?
That forms like Voltron.
Exactly.
For sure. Yeah. No, but when he comes out as Hegseth, he's like, all right, you dumbasses. It's so on point.
It's great because he doesn't have to, as one of the people that do Weekend Update, they don't necessarily do a ton of sketches.
Sure.
And when he comes out for it, it's only because it's the right thing to,
When Dennis Miller did Weekend Update, the only skit I remember him being in was the penis skit where they had all the guys and they had the fence bar right there where you couldn't see.
And they were all nude.
They were supposedly all nude. That's the only skit I remember him ever being in.
I think
was when they sang the penis song.
I remember that. He was not in a lot.
Can't we have one show where you guys don't start going and talking about penis songs? Just one show, guys.
It's like an HBO show these days.
Well, all right. So we'll talk about the rum. This rum, whether you're clothed or naked.
What rum is that, Cruz? You don't have any rum.
This is that's right, because my rum glass, which says Ferran Collection on it.
That darn cheap crystal totally
I feel
soaked
your
it all
pain.
in.
That has a hole in the top. And apparently there's been some evaporation.
Yeah, I feel your pain.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm just going to put this over
honestly,
here.
This is a go-to at my house. We have this, on a very regular basis. And if we don't have that, it's because we're working on a bottle of the fancy pineapple or one of the other. But there's always a bottle of Plantaray rum, except for right now because we had an original dark and we did a bottle kill last night.
We're about to do a body kill right now.
I took it home and I destroyed it.
Yeah.
And filthy, unspeakable things to it.
Ian, I just wanted to ask you. You mentioned that when we first started this show, you weren't necessarily a big rum fan, and you've learned to be one at this point. Is that accurate?
I actually, so rum is something I never reached for. Like, my dad loved rum, but my dad loved all rum, including plastic bottles with ships on them.
Mm-hmm.
And
if it had a ship, he was there.
Even before I had any real experience with rum, I knew that was not good.
Yeah.
Right? My dad was an old sailor. He didn't care.
Yeah. Coming up in our next segment, we will tackle one of the most difficult questions that scientists and philosophers have struggled with for ages, and that is, how do you deal with a drunken sailor? We'll tackle that when we come back.
It bears thought.
It's Smoking and Toasting. Welcome back to Smoking and Toasting. In addition to being a podcast and a video podcast, our program is heard all around the country on great radio stations like KAFY AM 930 in Flagstaff, Arizona, WSGQ or WSGQ or WSGO. I'm sorry, I can't read very well.
I think he made that small just to mess with you.
WSGO AM 990 in New Orleans and KELY AM in Salt Lake City. So thank you guys for running the show. We appreciate it. There's a lot of other ones too, but I won't mess up the call letters of all these other ones. We'll just move on and have some rum. And it's
I like that plan.
And it's Plantaray rum.
Good plan.
It's Plantaray rum, so we're enjoying it very, very much. The Beverage Tasting Institute's World Beer Championships were held recently, and the 2025 gold medalists are pretty interesting. Let me read you a few of these, and we're going to work to get some of these on the show because I don't think we've had many of these. Jackalope Brewing's Mice and Men, and this has got you written all over it, Terry. It's a blueberry Baltic porter aged in brandy barrels.
Yes.
Yeah, that won the gold from this particular one. Fremont Brewing's Head Full of Dynamite. Not dynamite, but dynamite. It's a hazy IPA. Fremont Brewing is out of Seattle, Washington. These guys finished in the top end of the judging, and so did their 15th anniversary barrel-aged barley wine ale. Ian, this is a 2024 15th anniversary Fremont Brewing barley wine, and I don't think you will like it because it only comes in at 15.4 ABV.
Fremont, why are you not sending me this?
Yeah, exactly.
You know I love you, baby. Come on.
Toppling Goliath, we've had these guys on the show before. Their 2024 Morning Delight Stout brewed with maple syrup and coffee. It's 11.6% ABV, and that won an award as well. And Dam Brewery, D-A-M-M, Dam Brewery, Dora Dam Gluten-Free Lager won an award. A historic Spanish brewery based in Barcelona, and they won an award on this thing as well. So it's pretty interesting just seeing some of the award winners, and we'll try to get some of those on the show. So we've had some beers from the Dam Brewery. We've had their was it Stella Dam? What was the one we had on? Do you remember?
I'm not bringing it up. I remember the name, but that's about it.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll try to get some more of these on and sample them. In the meantime, we're sampling rum from Plant Array, and we're going to be sampling another beer here in just a moment, which I think is going to be interesting because, well, first of all, I always love getting the big beers for Ian because those are the things that get him excited. And we've got something from St. Bernard Monks.
I am a bit of a size queen when it comes to beers.
Yeah, you are. St. Bernard Monks Brewery from Mount St. Bernard Abbey in the UK. We'll be trying their Tynt Meadow. It's an English Trappist ale. So
sounds awesome.
Yeah, you're into that type of thing, right? Are you a fan of like the Chimay bottles and stuff? Is that something you're into?
I love the beer.
Mm-hmm.
The bottles themselves?
Well, I just mean, the bottles are part of the ritual, though. They've got that
the glass. You got to have the
right
right glassware too.
Right.
The sickest I ever got was from alcohol was Chimay.
Really?
I have some Duvel glasses.
Oh, see,
that work for pretty much all Belgian things.
We did a finish with their barrels one time with our Trinidad rum.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Was it Trinidad? Or was it Trinidad and Tobago?
Just Trinidad. We don't go for that Tobago nonsense.
Okay.
So last year,
every
Sam's,
beauty pageant I've ever watched has Miss Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
And I feel like she's doing double duty. She should win.
Right?
Yeah.
Last year, Sam's Club had Duvel. You could buy 2 bombers, and then they gave you this beautiful Duvel glass for like $25.
Big bottle.
And then I guess nobody bought them because I went and bought them, and then I bought them again. And then when I went back, the last time I saw them, they were all like there was just a few left, and they were on sale for $16 for 2 bombers and a big Duvel glass. Dude, I bought 4 of them.
That's awesome. So you've got next time you have a party, you can do Duvel glasses for everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, I
thought you were going to say Duvel for everybody because I was like, no, that's long.
No,
I've never heard the bombers first. Like something that's like a Rhode Island thing. It's like, that Sam's Club's got their 2 bombers there for $16.
They get the
Get your glassware too.
I'm sorry, the 750 ml beer containers.
Yeah. I drank a bomber while I was watching the Red Sox. I lived in Boston, so I get to do that. Yeah, it was fun. You know what my favorite thing there was, though? They referred to pants. Like if you're wearing a pair of pants, they called them dungarees. Who uses dungarees?
My dad used to use that
my
term once in a
grandmother
while.
from Pennsylvania would say that sometimes. But yeah.
You're wearing the khaki dungarees. That looks good.
Yeah, see, I feel like dungarees was more jeans than when I was. When I
also, why is it both plural? Pants, dungarees?
Yeah, and also, why do all of the women who live in Boston seem to sound like the mom from Family Guy? Because
Lois.
Lois, yeah. They all seem to sound like Lois.
Peter.
Maybe it was just me. Maybe I didn't meet the right people. I don't know. I didn't live there longer than like 7 years. So
there is a lot of Ben Affleck, Matt Damon making fun of Boston things.
Totally.
So many things.
One of the funniest things to me is how Jimmy Kimmel keeps just dumping on Matt Damon like left and right. It's so funny to me. But yeah, I kind of like Matt Damon. Oh, are we to the end of the segment?
Yeah,
already?
we're into the segment already.
Was that a segment?
Let's talk about Matt Damon in Boston.
All right, when we come back, we have another beer to try. We have some Mr. Fogg rum from Planteray. And as if all of that wasn't enough to like pique our excitement, drinking news is next, my friends. Stand by. Smoking and Toasting is about to go nuclear. I don't know. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Our show is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. And
some darn good rum.
What was it Doc said right before we came back on the air? I'm a what kind of guy?
Oh, he says I'm a glass half full. I'm a who drank half my rum kind of guy.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. That's better than glass half empty as far as I'm concerned. Well, guys, we have two like newcomers to the show, and then we have Doc who's been here a number of times before, and that's why when he realized what segment was coming up, he wanted to excuse himself to go to the men's room, and I said, no. You have to wait until after Drinking News.
Drinking news. Now it's time for
drinking news.
Drinking news. Now it's time for drinking news. A Florida man with one arm said he had a gator for a pet. When asked about his absent arm, he said,
had to take the gator to the vet.
Drinking news. Now it's time for drinking news.
That was sultry.
That was good.
That was sultry.
Can we get that just
He got a
isolated?
tear in his eye over here.
Can we get that just isolated so that Terry can pull it out and we can use it in the future? Would you do that one more time?
Sure.
Go ahead.
I'd like to take the gator to the vet.
It wouldn't be the first time that Terry has pulled it out inside the studio.
Yeah. It almost seems like he should have added at the end. Capiche? Before we get to our main story in today's Drinking News, and Drinking News, by the way, is where we bring you stories from the news that are sometimes, but not always, about drinking, but always best enjoyed if you've been drinking, and we've been drinking Planteray rum, so I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited about
this.
Did
By the way,
you pour
Mr. Fogg.
this Mr. Fogg? Is that what this is?
I did.
All right, we'll get to that in a moment because this is amazing. But before we get to our main story in today's Drinking News, it's baseball season. And a recent Jumbotron audience event took place at a recent Red Sox-Astros game in Fenway Park that is giving the Coldplay Kiss Cam story a run for its money. Seems that a Boston man named Douglas was attending the game with his girlfriend Sarah and had arranged, as people sometimes do, to have the Jumbotron audience camera capture the couple during the game and display a message that read, "Sarah Lynn, will you marry me?" Video of the event captured and posted.
Possibly go wrong?
Video of the event captured and posted on social media by the wife of the owner of the Red Sox, by the way, shows that perhaps Douglas should have done a little research at the very least, some soul searching before attempting the stunt. In the clip, there's a brutal pause, and then with a stony expression, Sarah appears to say, "I don't know," before a look of panic then spreads across Douglas's face. Now, we don't know for sure if the couple will split or wind up tying the knot. The only thing we do know is that he wasn't the biggest loser in the park that day, as the Red Sox lost to the Astros and have now sunk to the bottom of their division in the American League East.
That totally
But-
went different in my head.
The moral to the story, be very careful asking a question in public that you don't already know the answer to, especially at a baseball game. I was at a game once, and I asked how much a beer cost, and I still have bad dreams about what that surprising answer was. But our main story in today's Drinking News takes us all the way to England. Jolly old England, where 50-year-old John Stevenson, a British man. Do we have a British man theme song?
I was trying to come up with something English sounding or even Renaissance-y, and I can't.
Yeah. Okay. It's all right.
How do I be Renaissance-y?
Just do Brave Sir Robin. Just
Sir Robin. Yeah,
Yes.
just throw in the word Sir Robin, and that does it.
Robin.
John Stevenson, a 50-year-old British man, performed a feat last month to reportedly raise awareness for prostate cancer. Okay, that's a good cause.
Yes.
So how did he raise this awareness? By pulling a 2-ton French police car 131 feet down a residential street with his penis.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Take that,
Yes.
Jack LaLanne.
Yeah.
And
That's a flex.
And just so you don't respond to this news by saying, oh, yeah, anybody could do that, he was one step ahead of you. He pulled the car down the street with his tenacious tallywhacker after setting himself on fire.
What?
Sounds like an interesting
I mean,
kink.
that
So,
brings
so
up-
he needed a little motivation.
Okay,
Yeah,
I have a question. Which direction? Was he going straight?
Was he pulling it or
Or was
pushing
he
it?
pulling it like
He was
was
pulling
he
it.
was
He
he
was
looking
pulling
at
it.
the
I
car and
under- I
pulling
understand.
back? Was he
I understand there are some well-endowed people in this world, but did he tie it in a knot and just like inching? Y'all doing that motion again?
I mean, was there just like
I'm thinking about pure physics here.
a loop hooked onto an erect?
Yeah. To answer your
What's going on?
Let's look
here?
it up.
Yeah.
Let's watch this video. I'm really,
To answer your question, Terry, in the UK there is only one direction.
oh my gosh.
Sorry, just a little
God.
boy band joke for the fans out there.
And what's the name of your
Thank
act,
you,
sir?
Harry
We call it the
Styles.
Aristocrats.
Oh my God! Yeah, nobody's brought that up in a long time. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. This stunt took place in Halifax, West Yorkshire, England, as baffled residents watched in shock. Using a tow rope attached to his formidable fun stick, the flaming Stevenson was able to pull a Renault Clio
The
RS
alliterations are strong. With this
on
one.
the road. Yeah. And despite admitting that it hurt, quote, quite a bit, end quote, the dad of 3 said everything was still intact. This was not the first time that this British man has used his family jewels as a towing mechanism. Apparently,
I mean, he's a dad of 3.
The
apparently,
other day when the car broke down.
apparently he's performed this feat like this before, where he pulled a car by his testicles. All right, I'm gonna have.
I see
My
a theme
question,
going on.
my
You know,
question
like-
here,
Take a
I just,
moment.
I just have one question here. Why?
What?
Then when he pulled the car by his testicles, why?
I mean,
I'm gonna-
I guess.
I bet. Hey,
he
listen.
can't,
He's.
you
I
know?
I mean, I get it.
They've-
Someone's pulled a train with their teeth,
They've
right?
mentioned. They've mentioned more than once. You've mentioned that he's a father of 3.
Yes.
And all I can say is, I bet those kids every time the car breaks down goes, "Oh my God,
Dad's gonna pull out his junk.
Not again,
Dad's going
Daddy.
to tow this car and take us home.
All right,
Don't
look,
make
can
me
we
tow
just-
this car home."
when I,
Can we just get a new car? Oh no, it broke down in front of the school.
Trauma. The trauma those kids have.
Oh, flat tire. Don't worry, kids. I'll fix it. All right.
I can never show my face.
How
in
did he
school.
inflate that tire? Oh no, we're not getting there.
Look,
Oh, that's so good.
when I first just read this story, I totally had to take a moment because just imagining this makes something down there hurt more than that time that little Johnny Stewart kicked me right in the meat and potatoes during recess one day in the 7th grade.
Well, you
So-
went right past him lighting himself on fire.
Yeah,
I mean,
oh, yeah,
that
oh, yeah.
is like, what in the world? Like, why add to it? You know, like,
Well, look,
But Daddy, we understand you have to tow the car. Why did you light yourself on fire?
Yeah.
Listen.
One pain takes away the other pain. I know the science. Yeah.
here's what you guys have to understand. Everyone needs hobbies.
that's
some
a
of-
kink. I don't know about all
Some of us,
No. You need hobbies so you don't end up like this.
look, some of
God.
us go bird watching, some collect stamps, but John Stevenson's hobby appears to be attaching tow ropes to his junk and helping to control the traffic on residential streets in England. I won't lie. The
Good
British
man.
man
You
said.
know what I mean? I love it.
I won't lie, it did hurt quite a bit. It took a couple of attempts. I've got a few marks down there, but everything is still intact, so hopefully no harm done.
Oh,
I mean, so what you're saying is his scrotum looks like the outlaw Josie Wales.
Yeah, right.
Or Hang 'em High, or whatever. What was the
I mean, I'm keyed in on the fact that he said hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, honestly,
Hopefully.
this sounds like it would be my second least favorite hobby ever. Right after following the Grateful Dead around the world to see their shows in every country. I mean, I'm sorry. I know some of you guys really like them, but I've still never heard a song that deserves to be 20 minutes long, and I will stand by that. But, look, I do have to admit.
Thank you, Cruz. All right.
This story was sent to me by my wife, and I told her that this might be one of the most clickable headlines that I've ever seen. And, of course, our intrepid gaggle of writers here at Drinking News, translation, me, have thought of some other headlines that might be even more clickable than man pulls car with his penis, if you can imagine that. And wouldn't you know it, we've compiled these for you in the form of another of our wildly unrequested Drinking News Top 5 lists. And despite the fact that doing so may, in fact, violate several court orders, I've decided to share that list with you here today. So this would be the top 5 headlines that may be even more clickable than man pulls car with his penis. Number 5, man uses his penis to honk boat horn, the Tommy Lee story.
That's just a flex at that point.
Yeah,
Let me show you guys.
I remember seeing that for the first time and go, oh, you are totally just showing off.
Yeah.
Like, that's all that is. That was number 5. Number 4, Nigerian prince actually exists. Woman in Cleveland now ultra wealthy. Number 2. Number 3, scientists baffled after man actually catches a buzz while drinking Michelob Ultra.
That's amazing. That's not real. That's not a real headline.
That's a fake
news.
headline.
Scientists are baffled. Come on. Number 2, Carrot Top seeking cannabis gummy company sponsorship after woman takes a gummy and actually laughs at one of his jokes. And the number 1 headline that might be even more clickable than man pulls car with his penis. Number 1, man pulls an 80,000-pound Mack truck with his penis. Now needs a whole new Peterbilt.
Yes. The payoff.
Reporting live from England, where I'm wondering if my wife sent me that story so I would try it and maybe stretch things out a little down there. My name is Cruz, and that, my friends, is your
Drinking news. That's our time for drinking news.
Cheers, all. All right, that was fun. But you know what may be more fun? Trying this final beer.
Oh,
Could I
Did I give
pass
it to you
down
yet?
for the final rum, too?
Notice
I think there's a
how-
rum.
notice how
Mr. Fogg
Terry-
There's a rum going
Notice
on
how
that I
Terry
missed.
keeps passing his thing. So
Mr. Fogg seems to be missing from my glass.
While
Mr.
Ian's
Fogg,
while
that's
Ian's
what
pouring
my
this
name
beer,
is Mr. Fogg.
we're drinking Mr. Fogg here, and this is the 3rd of the Planetary Rums. This is really very interesting. It drinks like a little bit of a darker rum. Am I right about that? Like, what are you guys getting from this, Mr. Fogg?
Are we talking rum or talking beer right
We're
now?
talking rum right now.
Let's talk some rum.
The answer is yes.
No, I was just making sure I wasn't getting into. You know what? I'm just gonna keep talking here. So, yes, this is our Mr. Fogg Sale number 2. You know, Alexandre has always been a student of the game, if you will. As much as he enjoys producing fine rums, he enjoys digging deep into the history of rums. Well, and we have a lot of friends and allies that are, you know, of the same mindset that we spend some time with. One fellow in particular. Well, 2 of them actually. One would be, you know, guys, you get to a certain age that names and words are like keys.
I
you know
have
you
no
have
idea.
them, but you forget where you put them sometimes.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Could I have some more rum, please?
So Matt Petrick, a writer.
See, I bought you time.
Thank you very much, David.
He does that during Drinking News too. I don't know if you've noticed that, but
They kept me up late last night. All right, so every time they're in town, they keep me up late. So Matt Petrick is a writer for Cocktail Wonk and Rum Wonk, who helped do some research with Alexandre into Navy rum. And there's this fellow by the name of David. I think his first name was David. Michael Fogg, and he was a retired Navy officer who was a historian about Navy rum, and rum has played a big part in the English Navy, forever. It used to be how the guys were paid, so Navy rum is typically going to be a blend of various countries, bottled out right around 110 proof, maybe a little bit over. This one is going to be 114 proof. 111.4.
They wanted those sailors to be a little tipsy. Is what
I mean,
and warm.
Tipsy and warm,
that
and
warmness in your chest when you
fight
have
off
a
the
sip of it.
scurvy.
You know what I mean? It's just the best part.
So this
wrong
is
about
something that we've been working on for a long time. As long as I've been working with the company, we've had these vats underneath one of our cellars out there, and they've been holding rum that we're finally starting to blend. And they're not aging in those vats; they're just resting. The rum's already been aged, and we're blending it together to make a Navy rum. And we were inspired and used some of the notes not only from David Wondrich, a cocktail historian that we've always worked with, but also this fellow Matt Petrick. But this is we named it Mr. Fogg in honor of Michael Fogg, who was considered the world authority on Navy rum.
This is fantabulous, but I just want to point out, Ian, this is a rum your dad might have liked because there is a boat on the label. There's a ship.
But it's not plastic.
But don't misunderstand. My dad loved rum. He loved all rum. This would have been an absolute treat to him.
Yeah.
But he also didn't discriminate
I just want to mention
when it came to rum.
He didn't not like any rum either. Huh? That's what you're saying.
Well, it's an absolute treat to me. I think this is delicious. It's got so much richness to the sort of caramel and vanilla flavors, which are really my favorite flavors in almost any drink. And I think they just shine through like crazy here. And you can pay me in this if you want. I will accept such payments. Yeah, like a sailor back in the day.
And there is warmth, but it's not unwelcome.
Absolutely. All right, we'll talk more about it, plus our final beer when we come back. It's Smoking and Toasting.
I need you now tonight. I need you more than ever.
Welcome back.
Did you
to
ever
Smoking
watch
and
those
Toasting.
literal
Only holding
videos?
tight.
Oh,
We'd be holding on.
One of the best ones
Wanted to make
is
it
Tears for Fears, Head Over Heels.
Yes.
A literal video, where they and I don't know how they got like they obviously got somebody to sing that sounded just like Roland Orzabal, and like he sings these new lyrics, and the idea behind the literal videos is they describe what's actually happening in the video instead of the original lyrics of the song.
That's why the Kim Carnes one is so
the
fantastic.
Kim Carnes one is great.
The dude's name is Roland Orzabal.
Orzabal. Roland Orzabal. He's Roland Orzabal and Kurt Smith are
There's
Tears
nothing
for Fears.
English
That
about
is
that
some
name.
pure, uncut Colombian trivia right there, my friend.
It's why people come to this show. Some people think people come to this show for information about cigars and beers and
Or
rums,
Nicolas Cage.
Or Nicolas Cage. But no, it's about the Roland Orzabal pronunciation.
Roland
And,
Orzabal.
yeah, I like Roland Orzabal. I've met him. He's a nice guy. He's
I can't
he's
say
an
I
artist.
actually knew either of their names, and I owned albums of theirs.
I'm a Tears for Fears fan, to be honest with you. I am.
I love them.
All right, so
Well, something happened and you were head over heels.
That's right.
I
And,
wanted to be with you alone
yeah.
and talk about the weather.
I appreciate the weather talk. I do. We poured a beer here in the last segment. We didn't get to sample it. Well, I didn't get to sample it. I'm pretty sure Ian did.
With this beer, we have returned to a 19th century tradition of brewing in our Abbey. When our brethren arrived in 1835, they settled in a poor cottage. They settled in on a poor cottage on Tynt.
Yeah, Tynt.
Tynt?
We're
Okay.
calling this Tynt. Yeah.
Tynt. Meadow now is an
Tynt
extension
Meadow is the name of the beer.
of our monastic enclosure. The strong dark ale ferments in a bottle, store in a cool air, quiet place, pour gently at 9 degrees Celsius. Water, malted barley, sugar, hops, yeast. I mean, that's pretty simple. Coming in at This is a pretty nice beer.
Yeah,
Why am I
I'm
getting
gonna
like
say-
a nutty taste in it?
I'm not a big like religion guy, but I love the fact that so many monks felt compelled to brew beer. I think that's just that would almost bring me over to the religion side because these guys seem to know what they were doing. I think
You're right.
Great.
The nutty thing is something between like a cashew and a walnut kind
Yeah,
of.
you're tasting that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of
Is it
flavor,
English or
especially
Wales?
on the retro hail. Once you take a sip,
Is it English or Welsh?
It's Mount St. Bernard Abbey in the UK.
Okay, so I'll bet you it's Welsh with that name. Tynt.
If only we had
But
some
it's
sort
probably
of a
got like 3
device.
syllables to it. We don't know, like Cigar, even though it's like
from
only
the,
4
it's from
letters.
the Charnwood Forest.
If only we had some sort of device where we could ask these
Smart
questions.
device, intelligent.
Do you remember? Do you remember on Get Smart where he had the phone
I don't hate
was
this.
part of his was part of his watch that he could talk to? That's outrageous. It's
It
never
was a
happened.
shoe.
Okay.
It was a shoe.
According to
Like this.
according to
Oh my God, reminds me
Wikipedia,
of a drink when I was little.
which by the way says that Ian has a horse. I don't know why it says that about you in your Wikipedia page. But it says that you love to raise
Horse
and
what?
race horses. I have no idea why.
Okay.
Okay. But in any case, Wikipedia says that Mount St. Bernard Abbey is a Roman Catholic monastery belonging to the Trappist order near Colville, Leicestershire, England, founded in 1835.
Lakeshire.
Lakeshire?
Like,
Sure.
Lakeshire.
I apologize for my British
Your
pronunciation.
English.
Yeah. I apologize for the language.
Pardon
I'm
my English.
supposed to
English is
know how
off,
to
sir.
speak. So, well, again, I'm reading from.
It's like when you spell the word Worcestershire and you pronounce it.
How do you
Worcester.
say that properly? I've never said that properly in my life.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
This is
Worcestershire.
when I moved to Boston. I really made an effort to learn the local pronunciations, but some of them are crazy. Like there's a town outside of Boston, very influential and popular town, called the way it's spelled is Worcester, but you pronounce it Worcester. And then there's a town inside like the greater Boston area called Dorchester, but you do not pronounce it Duster. You pronounce it Dorchester. So it's everything is just it's
chaos.
just it's just
It's
a potluck.
absolute chaos.
It's
Well,
it's a crapshoot.
there's floating down the Guadalupe River,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's driving on Guadalupe Drive in Austin.
Right. If you live in San Antonio, one of the main drags there is San Pedro. But if you live in California, it's San Pedro.
Also, don't forget about Houston Avenue.
Oh my God, this is taking such a turn for the worse. I apologize to everybody listening. Wow.
Sorry, I've been drinking this Sailor's rum, and
I almost changed the channel.
So I don't know if we ever answered the question. I think we've only got a few moments left in the show, so it's time to pose this question to each of you: how do you deal with a drunken sailor? Ian?
Early in the morning.
Yeah. Docs?
You asked me, how do I deal with them?
Yeah. How would you deal with a
I
drunken
give them
sailor?
some rum and a concertina.
A concertina. I
I
love this. That is the most creative answer to a question ever on this show in 480 some episodes.
got some game.
What do you guys think? How do you deal with a drunken sailor?
Are we talking about like realistically, like at a bar? I
They're
get
like,
drunk?
kick him out of the bar.
Yeah.
Sure, you're at a bar. There's a drunken sailor. What do you do?
I mean, we just slow it down.
Yeah.
Slow it down, and then I say those words exactly. Let me get it. We're slowing it down. He goes, "Are you cutting me off?" And I never said I'm cutting you off.
You slowing them
slow
down?
down.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh, I
Drunken
join
sailor?
them every time. Let's go.
Yeah. I want to party
You
with
seem like a fun guy. I like you.
Docs, are all three of these rums that we've tried available at retail right now?
Yeah, they should. Yeah. Some more than others. You'll find the original dark at pretty much any good retailer. But I do think that the Mr. Frog in the Isle of Fiji, you'll find it the bigger, much bigger, like the Taj Mahal of specs on Smith Street, where
I
you can
love
find
that.
where
Yeah.
all your spirits' dreams can come true. You should find both of these things.
Anything interesting and new you guys have on the horizon that we should prequel?
Nope, we're hanging it up. We're done. We finally felt like we've finally done enough for the rum world, and we're just going to.
I love that.
No, always something new. We got we have some Extreme coming, which is going to be some of the very older high proof rums. Just nothing. I don't want to say, not because it's a secret. I just want to be 100% sure that I'm telling you the truth.
Sure, I understand. Yeah. Well, we appreciate all that you've brought to bear on the show today. And guys, thank you so much for being here
thank you for having us.
Talking rum, talking cocktails. If I am in your bar and I walk up to the bar and I say, "What's the best cocktail you make? That's the one I want." What do you make?
Mai Tai.
Mai Tai. What about you?
Well, I want you to be immersed in the escapism of a bar, so you're ordering the Krakatoa.
Krakatoa.
Yeah.
Nice. And what's in the Krakatoa?
Krakatoa is going to be a grog mixture, which is pineapple, lemon, ginger, almond, and orange guava pog, with a little bit of grenadine, a dark rum, spiced rum.
I'm so there.
Let's do a live show from there.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Let's do
I'll
it.
do the whole show and guys give you the whole shebang. It's if you guys never been into our bar, the Krakatoa erupts. A ship sinks, seats go up and down.
We have never done a tiki bar show, and I want to do one.
And the
Let's
one in
plan.
our side, everything comes alive.
Thank you for being here, everybody.
Man.
Thank you, Docs, for coming back on the show today, and for not bringing Chris Hart or Alan Denny with you. We appreciate that. Have a great week, everybody. We have certainly enjoyed this show, and it's time for more Planet Ray rum. And cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Your smile's the only